Hey everyone, it's Terry over at Decorate with Tip and More. Today on Decorate with Us, Christmas season 2023, we're doing the mantle. All right, so we are ready to do the mantle. I have put my nails up on the mantle here to hang my garland. I don't do command hooks. I don't think they work. So I go ahead and put nails in my wooden mantle on the top. Nobody sees them. They're small holes, and it doesn't bother me. But anyway, I use nails, and I use pretty long ones, maybe 3 inches, and I just put in maybe a half of an inch into my mantle. So they're good and sturdy. I have my step stool. I'm going to show you how to connect different garlands together so that they look like they're one. I'm going to show you what to use for a base so that you could tie everything in and it will stay securely on your mantle. I'm going to be sharing a bunch of things. So let's get started decorating. I'm using several types of garland. This is just the old Christmas garland, you know, those kind there. I use these for bases. They are amazing to use to connect everything together. I am using a flocked garland because we want to create the same kind of feel on the mantle as we do on the tree. But I'm also going to use a mixture of greenery. This is just different types of Christmas tree branches, and it has some pine cones. They're just a real pretty green, but we're going to tie them together to create a mixture for my fireplace, because I do have a flock tree, but I am using regular greenery in my room here. So I want to mix the two together so the room does look cohesive. So right now I'm going to show you how you get these two garlands to mix up like that. Okay, this flocked garland, it is beautiful. It has several different types of greenery to it. It's just a really pretty garland, very pretty flocked. I found this in Ross. I found both of them in Ross, and it was only $14.99. It is a 6-foot garland, which is perfect because I'm using 2 6-foot for my mantle. And then this was just a Walmart garland I got a couple years ago. Like I said, it's got the same kind of greenery as the flocked one. It's just a real pretty green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out the green one first. Start out with the end, and we'll bend that in place. But what's really important is how the garland is put on the base, and this is the base. So as you can tell, the greenery is going up this way. So you don't really want to start decorating this going downward and then this one going upward. You want to keep your direction of your greenery always going up. So you want to lay that to where it is in place. Then you're going to take my tags off. Now this garland has a little loop. You want to keep that because that helps to hook your garland onto your item. But this is the base that we will be wrapping the other greenery garland to. So we're going to put the spines of the 2 garlands, and as you can tell, the greenery is all just going up this way. So we want to make sure that we put them together. And we want to do spine to spine, if that makes sense. But you see the 2 spines of the garland right here and here. We want to put them together. And on your green garland, you're going to find these twisty turns. I call them the little twisty turns of the green. This helps you connect the 2 pieces together. So you want to wrap the old-fashioned greenery to the spine of the flocked one. And then we'll mix it all together as we go. But I want to find the twisty. You see the twisty here, and the other twisty is here. And I want to connect them to the spines. Find the next location, and then wrap the two together like that. And then what that does is that gives you one piece of garland, and then you just start fluffing all your greens together, making sure that the flocking is spread out evenly in your on your garland. You don't want too much flocking on one side and not enough on the other. And then you want to use these twisty turns in your fluffing too. But look how pretty that is. Using two garlands, it makes it really nice and fluffy. You could tell this is pretty, but when you put it on a big mantle, it's not going to be very full. So that's why I like to put two garlands together. If I were just to use a flock, I probably would use two flocking garlands because I like a really full mantle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue adding the two garlands together, and then we'll do our fluffing. All mixed together, and they look pretty much the same. Now what I want to do is add the garland, the base garland, to the mantle, get that secure with the nails, and then we will add the flocked garland and tie it on with the base garland. Now I'm doing is finding the center of my base garland, and then put that in the center, and then work my way down, tying everything on to the nails. The center part of my garland, I'm adding this to the nail. Now I have my nails on the edge because I want my garland to hide the front of my mantle. So I'm just tying the garland around several times to the nails that I added to the mantle. I'm just making sure it's not going to go nowhere. I'm using a couple of the strands to tie my garland on because this is not going to be seen, and I'm just using these to hold my pretty garland on. I have my base garland in. I'm going to take my pretty garland, and I want to start at where the end is, where you can connect them, and that's going to be my middle section. So I'm going to the middle of my mantle and adding the garland to the base garland, making sure that I tie it as tight as I can to the spine of the flocked garland piece. And I'm going to let this hang just a little bit. I might go ahead and add maybe another garland behind it, but I don't think I will. But I'm going to let this hang over, twist it around so that it is hugging the side of my mantle. That I have the garland in place, I'm going to string the lights on all three garlands. The lights all on. I'm going to wait to put my twinkly lights on after I have it all decorated. So the next thing I want to do is add just touches of berries. I have 8 berry picks, and I'm going to put 4 on each side of the mantle. You want to make sure you spread them out, and then I'm going to stick it up in the garland, and then just spread it out. It's not going to go nowhere. If you think it's going to go somewhere, just twist it with one of your branches in your garland, and it will stay intact that way. Maybe one up here going downwards. Spreading them out in the garland. And this one right there. Last pick I'm going to add to the garland is this wispy, grassy, it has little bitty red picks on it. I'm going to go ahead and just take a little bit of the portions off and stick it into my mantle. Now I want to add this beaded garland. This is really not a garland. I keep this in my house for decorations. But I did give them a little staining, and you'll see why in a minute. I want to find the center of the garland here, and take a piece of the garland and wrap it around the beaded garland, making sure that it's nice and tight there. It's not going to go anywhere. Like I said, we've got the mantle garland on the mantle, very good and secure. So now I want to take the end, but I am going to do the same thing, find a piece of garland and add it to the chain to secure it. So now that it has a really pretty drape, not too much, but just enough to give it just a little something. So I'm going to do it to the other side as well. All right, you guys, you hear what I'm doing. I'm going to add 3 of my bells to the swag part of the garland there. Now these are not from Kirkland's wall plaque. I ordered these from Amazon. They're a little bit lighter. Well, they're a lot lighter than the ones from Kirkland's. So I was afraid that that might have been a little bit too heavy to use the Kirkland's one, but they're the same type of bell, same size. These just have a little more antiquing than the Kirkland's, but I'm happy with them, and I'm going to add them to that side of the swag. All right, I did end up using a nail on the corner of my mantle up on top to hang the 3 bells. I just felt a little bit safer that they were on their own support system. So I do like how that looks. Move to the other side of the mantle. All right, so now we're gonna start decorating this side of the swag, and I am going to be using Christmas stockings. I'm using 2 of the white furry ones and 2 dusty pink velvet ones. And to fill it up just a little bit so they don't look so flat up on the mantle, I'm using grocery sacks, and I'm just filling the booty of the stocking. And I'm making sure there's no lumps or anything, just kind of flatten them out just a little bit. But what that does is it just gives it a little bit of fullness. So I am going to hang these up with a piece of greenery, because these are not heavy, a piece of greenery of the garland. And I want them to hang straight ahead with the little feet pointing out. And I'm going to go with the 2 pink in the middle. And then each off-white furry one to the side. All right, y'all, we're almost finished with my garland. The next thing I want to do is add some pretty bows to give more pop of color. But with my hand giving me fits, I can't do my loop bows. But I think I have another option that might even look prettier than the loop bows and maybe easier for you since some of you can't do the loop bows, but I know you can tie your shoes. So we're gonna make shoestring bows and streamers and add that to the garland. I think it's gonna look pretty. I really do. So I just have some different with velvet ribbon. We have the burgundy and we have the gray. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put them all together and make a couple of shoestring bows. Place it right there, let the streamers hang down on the bells, and we're gonna call that done. I'm gonna add it to the nail, wire it up to the nail that we hung the bells on. Make sure that my bows are all even and that the velvets are showing. And then we're gonna cut it right where the greenery stops. And I'm gonna do it at an angle, about right there. Cutting them all at the same. Making sure my gray shows. And that's how we're gonna do bows this year. Gotta do what we gotta do. So now let's go to the stocking side and see what we can do with that. All right, before we move on, I wanted to share to the cream stockings, I made a tassel and 4 mini wooden beads that I stained this color, and I just added it to the stockings on each side just to give it a little something extra. Now let's start decorating the mantle itself. I'm going to start with the mirror, and if y'all watched my shopping haul at Belle's Outlet, I purchased a wreath, and here is my version. I changed it up. I added these bells, more ribbon, took the white ornaments off, painted the berries, the white berries, to a burgundy color. I added more greenery, more flocking, so it will match a little bit better. I'm going to hang it up in the middle of my mirror. I have a little hook up there, and I am just going to add it up and see how that looks. I'm just going to hang it right in the center. Now I think since the mantle is lit up, this needs to be also lit up. So I am going to add some battery operated fairy lights to my wreath. I'm just going to give it a little bit of light and see how that goes. All right, to each end of my mantle, we're going to add 3 brass candlesticks. They vary in size. Actually, these are my daughter's. She let me borrow them. But I'm going to place them on each side of the mantle. Now I'm going to add my twinkle lights. So I'm going to call my mantle done. It's all decorated besides my hearth, and I will share that with you when I decorate the tree because they go together, and I can't do the hearth until the tree is all decorated. You'll see, so bear with me on that. But I hope you enjoyed watching me decorate my tree and got inspired by something I'd done. If you like what I did, please give me a big thumbs up and sprinkle it on your page so your friends will be able to come and watch me decorate our home for Christmas 2023. Make sure you go up and check the other girls and see how they are decorating their mantle this Christmas season. Also, like everything else, I have it all up on my blog. Better pictures than what you could see here, and some things that I can link up as much as I can. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. God bless. See you tomorrow.